Right now, Ella Langley has the #1 song, the #1 album, and a Morgan Wallen collab dropping today. Not next month, not sometime this year, today. And if you don't know how we got here, the story is almost hard to believe. Because 12 months ago, nobody was talking about her like this. Nobody was putting her name next to Taylor Swift. Nobody was comparing her trajectory to the biggest crossover moments in recent music history. She was building quietly. And then something snapped. This is how it happened. And more importantly, this is why it matters right now. Her first album didn't explode. It climbed slowly, quietly, the way most artists do when they're still figuring out who they are. Hungover debuted at number 80 on the Billboard 200 in August 2024. 17 weeks just to crack the top 40. Eventually peaked at number 20. That's the whole backstory you need, because what happened next makes no sense without it. One song changed everything. Choosin Texas hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in February 2026, making Ella Langley the first artist ever to simultaneously lead the Hot 100, Hot Country Songs, and Country Airplay with the same song. Not the first woman, the first artist, anyone in history. And it didn't just hit and disappear. 7 consecutive weeks at the top of the Hot 100, 20 straight weeks leading Hot Country Songs, over 525 million global streams, the best-selling song of 2026 so far. That's not normal. That's not luck. That's momentum. And while Choosin Texas was sitting at number 1, Be Her, another track off the same album, started climbing right behind it. It jumped to number 2 on the Billboard Streaming Songs chart, making Langley the first female artist in the history of that chart to hold the top 2 spots simultaneously with 2 country songs. She's just the 8th woman in any genre to do that. Grande, Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, and Sabrina Carpenter. Not compared to those names, in the same chart at the same time. But here's where the story shifts. Because records are backward looking. They tell you what already happened. What tells you where an artist is actually going is who starts moving toward them. Morgan Wallen is the most commercially dominant force in country music. His collabs are rare and they are deliberate. His 2024 duet with Post Malone went straight to number 1. When Wallen says yes to someone, he's telling the whole industry that this person is operating at his level. On April 18th, Ella Langley joined Wallen on stage in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and the two surprised the crowd by debuting a brand new duet, I Can't Love You Anymore, announcing it would drop this Friday. That Friday is today. Wallen told the crowd, Ella wrote the song and sent it to me about a month ago, and I loved it. She didn't co-write it with him in a session. She wrote it alone, sent it to the biggest name in country music, and he said yes immediately. The track is described as a passionate mid-tempo heartbreaker with a sultry 70s influenced sound reminiscent of Fleetwood Mac. And based on the live debut in Tuscaloosa, the chemistry was already there before a single note had been officially released. She's also been touring as a featured opener on Wallen's entire Still the Problem stadium run. Indianapolis, Denver, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Baltimore, Philadelphia. This isn't a one-off appearance. This is sustained infrastructure. The industry doesn't build that around someone they see as a newcomer. Now here's what makes the timing of all this impossible to ignore. Ella Langley isn't rising in an empty room. She's rising at the exact moment when some of the biggest established names in music are trying to reassert themselves. Olivia Rodrigo is building toward a comeback. Taylor Swift is still releasing new music with millions of fans watching every move. These are artists with years of goodwill, massive fan bases, and serious machines behind them. And right now, the conversation is starting to shift away from them and toward Ella Langley. She joins Taylor Swift as one of the only women to simultaneously top the Hot 100 and Billboard 200 with country titles. And unlike Swift's entry on that list, which came via re-recorded material, Langley did it with brand new music, released this year, right now. If I Can't Love You Anymore performs the way people already expect it to, and the comparisons to I Had Some Help are already everywhere, this isn't just a competitive moment for Ella Langley. It could be the moment that separates her from the conversation entirely. To understand the scale of what's happening, it helps to have a reference point, because this kind of acceleration has happened before. Chappell Roan built for years, slow, patient underground. And then in 2024, something tipped. The fan base exploded, the mainstream arrived, and the cultural conversation shifted almost overnight. Gradual, then all at once.
That's the pattern playing out right now. The difference is Langley is crossing over from country into all genre dominance. And country crossovers, when they stick, tend to be more durable than almost anything else. Country has radio, it has touring, it has a fan base that actually buys albums and shows up to stadiums in the rain. When a country artist breaks through that ceiling into the broader pop conversation, they don't just have a moment, they build an era. And she's part of something shifting in the genre itself. This week's Billboard 200 has 4 country albums in the top 10, a sign of a genuinely different relationship forming between country and the mainstream. The walls have been dissolving for years. Wallen knocked them down, Beyoncé tested them with Cowboy Carter, and Ella Langley, a 26-year-old from Hope Hole, Alabama who dropped out of Auburn to move to Nashville, is walking straight through the gap they left. She's not softening her sound to chase a pop audience. Choosin Texas is a country song. Dandelion is a country album. When it dropped, her overall catalog consumption jumped 78% in a single week. 102 million new weekly streams. People didn't just stream the new album, they went back and listened to everything she's ever made. That's not consumption, that's investment. The system is supposed to work against this. 30,000 songs get released every single day. The algorithm doesn't care about careers, it rewards the big first week and moves on. We've watched it happen to Harry Styles, BTS, and Bruno Mars just this year. Massive debuts, steep drops, then silence. But Choosin Texas is on its 7th week at number 1, still pulling 30.7 million streams weekly, still growing on radio, still holding. That's not how 2026 is supposed to work. That's an exception. And exceptions this size don't happen by accident. This isn't about what Ella Langley could become, it's about whether everyone else is already late. The collab is out today, the tour runs through August, the records keep falling, and the question that was being asked 12 months ago, is she the next big thing in country, already sounds like the wrong question. Because next big thing implies she's still on her way. She's not on her way, she's here.